Welcome to Fitzy's Fabulous Scrapbooks. I'm Michelle Fitzgerald, aka Fitzy, and I'm an independent advisor for Creative Memories Scrapbooking, and I'm here to help you make your scrapbooks fabulous. So today I'm going to show you this cute little border I came up with and what a pretty little page it will make. So let me get you down to my workspace. Here we go, and we'll get started. So I am back from Florida, had a lovely vacation down there. We had so much fun. We hated to leave. The weather was beautiful. It was, I think, 80s and fairly low humidity for Florida. And now it's cold up here in Massachusetts. It's so hard to come back, but we'll be into spring and summer soon, hopefully. So all will be well. All right, so let me show you the little border here that I'm going to create. Da-da-da! So I love these pretty little flowers. And I did something a little different, but I'm going to hold this up really close first, just so you can see these flowers. Are these just so cute and pretty? I just love them. All right, so I made 5 for this border, and we'll do 5 today as well. And if you don't want to do it as a border, we might be able to like kind of bunch them together a little bit as a little bouquet. We'll see. I'm going to play with it. So let me tell you a little bit about what I'm using today. So tool-wise, it's pretty simple. We're going to use our 12-inch trimmer. I used the square punch, and I used one of my favorite punches, the Mandevilla flower punch. I love this punch. I use it a lot. I'm also going to need my repositionable tape runner and my vellum tape runner, because we're going to be using vellum paper on this layout. All right. And then you're also going to use a decorative blade. So I believe I used, I think I left it in the trimmer housing unit. Uh-oh, I'm in trouble. I used the decal blade on this one. All right. Now you can use any decorative blade you want. That just happens to be the one I chose. And also you'll want your straight blade too. And in fact, I'm going to switch these out now because I'm pretty sure, well, even if I have to use the decorative blade, at least I know where I'm starting from. It's always good to have a point A, right? So this is funny. I really haven't used much paper from this You Quack Me Up pack, and it's still available on the website. And this beautiful paper here is from that pack. Isn't this gorgeous? I just love how the yellows, it's almost like an orangey yellow at the top, and then it becomes more of a real yellow, and then it fades into the blues. So it's kind of like a sunset over the ocean, right? That's what I mean, I'm an ocean kind of girl, so I always go there first. All right. So the papers from this pack that I decided to use, and these are basically to make my squares and my flowers. So it's this orangey print with the little, well, it's an orange background with a little yellow, kind of like little diamond shaped print on this. All right. So I used, and you don't need full sheets. I just happened to have, that's all I had because I really hadn't used much in this collection. And in fact, I think I don't have anything else for this. So I'm thinking this might have just been a paper pack. And then another paper I'm using for my flowers, if you can believe it, these little ducks. It made a really pretty flower. So the 2 flowers that are on the squares are from the duck paper. Okay. And then I'm going to use this as my other half to create a 2-page spread over here. And the back of this page looks like that. It's like a blue, kind of a slight plaid effect. Not sure what else you call that. Now, what I also noticed is this works really well with Q the Blue. So I'm using 2 sheets of vellum from Q the Blue. So I'm using this beautiful floral print. It's a small, dainty print. I've used it on something else already, and I really love this one. And then the other vellum piece I'm using is the stripe piece here. I really, I don't know, you can't go wrong with the stripe. You can use it for just about anything. And I just love working with vellum. I don't know, there's something about vellum, I just love it. And then this is going to be my base piece for the border. And this is also from the regular Q the Blue pack. All right, and I'll be using this darker blue side. All right, so let's see if we can get things started. And I think the first thing I'll do is just get my border base done. That's a really simple piece to this. So I'm going to start with my dark blue paper and the straight blade in my trimmer. And I'm going to cut this at 2.5 inches. So I want my base to be 2.5 inches wide, and it'll be 12 inches long. All right, so I'm going to put the rest of this to the side. Now I'm going to switch blades. I'm going to go over to my decal blade. All right, now I already have a little edge here from the last border that I cut. But if I didn't have this edge, what I would do is take the straight edge here and I would line it up to the second cut line. So the cut line that's all the way to the right. All right. And what this will do is just give you a teeny tiny little piece cut off, but it will give you that beautiful decorative edge on the side. All right. Now I'm not going to do it because I already have the decorative edge here. So I'm going to line this decorative edge to the 2.25 inch mark. And pretty much like the tallest peak. That's what you base it on, where you line it up. All right. And once you have it lined up, cut it 2.25 inches. Okay. And we can put this piece to the side. And now we have our 2 pieces like this. Now, I'm not going to put these together yet. I'm just going to leave them here. And you'll see why in a few minutes. And while I'm remembering it, take your decorative blade out and put your straight blade back in, which is what I forgot to do the last time I used this. Uh-oh, the scrapping police are going to come for me. All right. Does anybody else forget to do that, or is it just me? I never know. So now we're going to come to our little Mandevilla flower punch. All right. So I'm going to unlock it, and I'm going to take out my floral vellum paper, and I'm going to take out my little duck paper and my orange with the yellow diamond print paper. All right. So if we notice on my border, I have 5 flowers in total. So I need to punch out 5 flowers. So, but I also use vellum on each one of these. So what I'm going to do, oh, you know what I just realized? My vellum piece came off of this one. I must not have put it on. All right, well, we'll fix that now. So I'm also going to cut 5 vellum flowers, all right, because I'm going to need 1 vellum flower for each of our regular flowers. So I'm going to start with the vellum first. And the only thing I want to tell you about the vellum is make sure when you're cutting, it will, not the punch, but the paper will actually, it can get a little sticky somehow. So just know that the punch did cut through it. You just have to kind of maneuver it out of, and you know, it'll probably happen to me again, so I can just show you, but I just like you to know that going into it. Now, if I turn my punch upside down, and this is just to help conserve paper so I don't waste any, but I'm going to place the punch so it's about the edge of the punch. This white edge is about halfway through the last punched flower. And that should give me enough space between flowers so I'm not cutting anything off. All right. So there's one. And I'm going to do 5 of these in all. And again, I'm just going to do that same thing. I'm just going to make sure I'm about halfway and then punch. All right. And of course, now none of them are sticking. Always the way. Now, when I start on a new edge, what I like to do is line the paper to the edge of the punch. Let me just see if I can get this in here. So just like that. All right. So it's just going to be on the edge of the punch, and I'm going to punch. And here's my third one. So I just need 2 more. And again, I'm just going to go so the punch is about halfway through. Punch again. And I just love this punch. I love the little flowers that come out of it. I think it's a very versatile punch. If you don't have this, I would highly recommend that you get it. All right, see, now this one's stuck, like I told you. So you just have to maneuver it a little bit. It's not going to ruin it at all, but you just have to do a little pull and a little pull, and it comes right off. All right. So we're done with that piece of vellum. And now I'm going to go over here. And I think what I'm going to do is cut 3 of the lighter yellow and 2 of the orange. So I'm going to kind of do the reverse of what I did on here. So I'm going to cut 3 of these. And again, the same thing holds true. You're going to line your punch so it's about halfway through the last flower that was punched. And like this. So this is a pretty simple border. It goes fairly quickly. And I'm going to show you a couple other little tips that I learned when I was creating this one. And this is something that I just kind of happened to come by on my own. So it's not in the sketchbook. I usually like to do the borders. Well, that's not true. I actually like doing both. I like doing borders that are in that sketchbook and then some that I just kind of have in my head. So today it's one of those. It's in my head. All right. So now I'm going to cut 2 orange flowers. So there's one. And then I just need 1 more. Hopefully I have enough room here to get that one done. I think I do. We'll find out. I did. Okay. And then, so we have all of our flowers punched out. And now I'm going to punch out 2 squares. And I'm going to do the squares in the yellow ducky paper. I just think this paper is so pretty. And, you know, I mean, I can tell they're ducks, but I mean, can you see that those are ducks right now? Probably not, right? I think it's funny. One. And there's 2. All right. So now we can play a little bit. So what I'm going to do is take all of the little middle pieces and pull them aside and put all of these bigger pieces up here. So I just want them all kind of sorted out. Now what I'm going to do with these bigger pieces first, I'm going to take my vellum tape runner. And you don't need a lot of tape runner with these. And in fact, I'm going to put them over here on the blue mat here. All right. All right. So what I want to do with the flowers, I'm going to hold this up close so you can see exactly. So here's my flower and here's my vellum flower. Now I don't want to put it right together like that. I want to off center it a bit so it looks like that. So that's all I'm doing. All right. So this is going to give us a really nice effect. It's going to give it a little more dimension. And I'm just going to take my tape runner, my vellum tape runner, and I'm just going to put a little bit. I don't need a lot, but just in maybe a couple of places just to hold it together. All right. So there's one. Now this will take a few minutes, but take the time and line it up so it'll look nice and pretty on your page. And I always tell people to use vellum very sparingly when it comes to the tape runner. You don't need a lot, but you just want to make sure you have enough so that your things will stay stuck, for lack of a better way to put it. All right. All right, so we got 3 done, 2 more to do. So now we're going to do our orange ones. And let me just kind of spread these out. I'm telling you, this is such a quick and easy, simple border, and it's so pretty. And, you know, you can do these in any color. And if you don't have vellum, just use what you have. You can definitely still use 2 different colors and just off center them like I did. And it will still give you a nice little dimensional look. Now, if you're really liking the vellum, go ahead and get some, because personally, I love vellum. I love working with it. It's just so pretty. All right, so here are the 5 base pieces for my flowers. Now I'm going to pull up all my little middle pieces. And I'm going to pull out my foam squares and my scissors. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my foam squares. These are the little teeny tiny squares, but even these are a little bigger than what I need. So I'm going to cut them while they're on the wax paper, and I'm just going to cut them in half. All right. And then I'm going to put one on each of the, oh, yeah, that's a good point. Let me see, where did I put it? That's always helpful. Oh, I put it on the vellum piece. So on the back of each vellum piece, I am going to put a little foam square. All right. So did that piece come up? No, good, good, good. So I'm just going to put it smack dab in the center. All right. Now, don't worry. Yes, the foam square will show through, but we're going to cover it so you won't see it. That is the one thing with foam squares in vellum. You can see it, and we don't want that. So, but we're going to fix that. Don't you worry. So right now I'm just putting all of these in the middle of these little vellum flowers. And it's going to look so pretty when it's done. And I just have one more. All right. So we have that. Now we're going to take, oops, all of our little colored pieces here. And we're going to off-center like we did with our big pieces. So I'm going to take a vellum. One of these was missing. Yep, here we go. And I'm going to off-center it and place it down. So now I get a little dimension going, right? So it'll look something like that. Isn't it pretty? And we're not done yet. So just go ahead if you're playing along and get these all down on your little flowers. So cute. This could be cute for an Easter page maybe, or I don't know, maybe for Passover. I don't know a lot about Passover, so I don't want to say too much, but I know there are a lot of people that do celebrate it, so maybe this would be something fun you could do for that. All right, and then we just have two more left. And let's see what we got. All right, one more left. Okay, we are getting there. So now we have all of that. All right, let me put my foam squares away to make some space here. I am space challenged in my little, maybe I'll call it my scrapping studio. Still haven't decided on my name yet, but we'll figure that out. All right, so now we have all of our individual pieces. We have our two squares. Now, I wanted to put something like, you know, every flower has a middle. So, but I also have these foam squares, right? So if you look here, see these little gems? These are actually very flat enamel stickers. So there is a pack that comes with Q the Blue, which I used a whole bunch of already because I love these. But I wanted to let you know what other collections have these. Maybe you have these already in your stash. So if you have Staycation, they have some wonderful little flat ones that would work well for this purpose. Okay. I'm even wondering how a little heart might look. Wouldn't that be cute? All right. So Staycation has a pack. And Endless Meadows has some flat ones. So let me just pull those out so I can show you. They have some raised ones too. Oops, upside down. So sorry. There we go. See, now I wouldn't put these because if you look, the foam squares add a lot of height already and a little bit of bulkiness. You see that? And then if I added one of these, I don't know if you can, oh, wait, I can take it out of here, even better. See how bulky that would be? That would be too much, right? But these, look at how flat these are. So it's not going to add a lot of bulk to your page. So these are perfect for what we're doing, all right? And then what I also noticed was Serene Waters also has some. And look at, they have little stars. How cute are those, right? So these would work well for the center of a flower too, I think, right? So I'm actually going to try those. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. So I need 5, and I see, let's see, what color do I want? I think, let's try. And now the cool thing is it covers the foam square, so you can't see the foam square either, right? So it's perfect. So these little flat enamel stickers are great, and they serve a couple of purposes in this particular creation. So I like these little stars. Oops, I just have to center it better. That's my problem. All right, so that one's nice and centered. And I think I'll do another dark one there. Excuse me. Oh, these are so cute. And then I think, let's see how this color will look. Oh, that's pretty. Just want to make sure I got it in the middle. So these little star stickers are great. And again, they're the flat enamel stickers. So it really works well for our purposes on this particular layout. All right, so now we have our little flowers. All right, so I'm going to put all these little stickers to the side. And now I'm going to go to the border here. Now, I want to attach the vellum to the base. That's my first job, really. However, I want to be strategic in where I put my adhesive, because this is vellum. So what I'm going to do before I attach it to the base, I'm going to put my vellum piece, and I'm just going to put it on this paper just so you can see it better, because I know it is kind of light. But I'm going to nestle it in so I can measure. All right. And actually, it might work better if I put it on this, because then I think that's seeable. Hopefully you can all see it. All right. So I'm going to nestle it in so I have all my measurements. All right. So now I'm going to take my squares and take some repositionable tape runner and put that on the back of these guys. All right. And I'm going to take whatever flower base I want in the middle, and I'm also going to put some repositionable on that. All right. Now, my middle piece, I'm going to work from the middle and go out on both sides. So I'm going to line up the center of this with the 6-inch mark. All right. And then I'm going to take one of my squares and I'm going to tilt it a little bit. And the top of the square is going to line up with the 4.5-inch mark on the mat, or pretty close to it. Doesn't have to be exact, but it's just to give you a little sense of where it will be. And I'm trying to make it so it doesn't come off the paper, or the vellum paper rather. So I'm going to do it. I think that's how I did it on that one too. All right. And then I'm going to take whatever I'm putting down the bottom here, which would be the yellow, because the 2 orange flowers are going to go on the squares. Okay. So now let me put some repo on this one. And I'm going to have the bottom tip hit the 1/4-inch mark from the bottom. All right. And now I'm going to go up to the top, and the bottom corner of my square is going to hit the 8.5 inch mark, or pretty close to it. And this is to just kind of give the page a little balance. All right, and then I'm going to put my repo on my last yellow flower. And again, I got to get up so I can see this one. I'm going to put that tip, oops, slid a little bit, to the 1/4 inch mark, give or take. Doesn't have to be right on, but just an approximate. So now they're pretty nicely spaced. All right, so now I can go ahead and put my 2 orange flowers on the squares and just kind of center them. All right, now what's really cool, now I know where everything is. So I'm actually going to turn the vellum over, and I'm going to take my repo and I'm just going to put tape runner behind the squares and the flowers. And now I will adhere that to my base. And they'll just be probably about 1/8 of an inch border on both sides. All right. Now I can attach the top of each flower. So, oh, and you know what else you can do? Put your tape runner in the center here, because these will be hard to put tape runner on because you have all the bulkiness, right? So you're just going to put your adhesive on the flower. And I'm going to make sure that I've, again, off-centered it a bit, because we don't want it perfectly straight. All right. And there you go. And then what you can do, I just made a little title here. I did something simple over there. I don't want to take away from the flowers because I really love them. So I'm just going to put tape runner about halfway across this little square here. And these embellishments are from the Cue the Blue pack. And now, let me see if I can find the other base page here. So actually what I could do is put this over here, or maybe put it down below, like so. And there's a quick and easy 2-page spread. Fun, 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 right? I love these flowers. I love that punch, and I hope you love my borders. And then something else I was going to play with. Now, I don't know how this will work because I haven't tried it yet, but I'm going to see if I can gently lift a couple of these off. Wouldn't it be cool if we could make like a cool, well, I wonder if I leave that one and then lift these off. So I can always put them back on. Just playing around here, so bear with me. I didn't try this earlier, so it may not come off. Oh, there we go. Oh no, I went under the wrong layer. So how many here like to experiment with their layouts and play around with things after you've seen somebody create something? Like, do you like to create exactly what they did, or do you like to kind of deviate a little bit? I'd be curious to know that. Put something in the comments if you wouldn't mind. Now I wonder. All right, let's see if we can get this one off. I was going to try this before I attached them and I forgot. So, oh well. There we go. Just don't want it to rip. Okay. So look at that. Wouldn't that make a pretty little corner if you didn't want to do two borders? How pretty would that be, right? Ta-da! So there's a lot you can do with this. So I hope you have a lot of fun with the flowers. I just thought these are so quick and easy. I have to show people how to create this. So that is it for today. Let me come back to me. If I can find me. Here I am. Hello again. So that is my little layout for today. And what's nice about this is it gives you a lot of space to put photos. So I love that a lot, because sometimes you just have a lot of photos from an event, and more than having a decorative page, you just want the space to put your photos with a pretty little element. And I think this border does the job for that pretty well. And I have to say, You Quack Me Up isn't just for bath time and little rubber duckies. I used it for flowers. How fun. So if you liked this idea, please hit the like button. It's always helpful to me to know what you all liked and maybe what you didn't like. So please let me know. Please like it. And if you're not already a subscriber and you happen to like some of the videos I've been showing lately, by all means, please hit that subscribe button. The more people who subscribe, the more people get to see what I'm teaching. And I love showing people scrapbooking ideas. It's so much fun. And I love sharing what I know with everybody else. It's fun. If you are interested, you are welcome to join our Facebook group. We're a free Facebook group. It's called FRQ Glitz Girls Scrapbooking Group. It's myself and my team and our clients, and you're welcome to join. You just have to answer a few simple questions so we know you are not a robot and you are not trying to scam us. And then we'll approve you and let you in. Very simple. So the more the merrier. So feel free to jump in if you'd like. If you have any questions or suggestions, you can always reach me at my email, which is fitzy'sfabulousscrapbooks@gmail.com. And I hope that if you don't already have a fabulous advisor, I would love to be yours. Whether you want to be a client or an advisor, or maybe a little bit of both, you can do that. And I'd love to help you. No matter what your scrapbooking journey is, I would love to be a part of it. So please, by all means, reach out. We can have a little conversation and see what you want to do. There's no obligation. I'm not a high pressure sales kind of girl. I give you the information and then you make a decision. It's that simple. So feel free to reach out. I would love to chat with you. And, if you have questions, I'd love to try to answer them for you with as much information as I know. All right. I think that's all I have to say. Can you believe it? So I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. We celebrated St. Patty's Day. We had a nice little dinner on St. Patty's Day evening with my mom. And now it's back to regular stuff. So I hope you all enjoy what's left of this beautiful weekend, and I will see you next time, Sundays, 8 p.m. now, Eastern Daylight Savings Time. We have switched. I love having sunlight at night or later in the day anyway. All right. So that's all I have, everybody. I hope you all have a wonderful night, and I will see you all soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.